This week's prospecting could be summed up in the infamous words of Jeremy Clarkson. Ambitious, but rubbish.
They're so cute and adorable, I'm taking them home.
I'm not talking so much about the gold that I found,
I cannot wait to get that back and cleaned up properly.
but perhaps the attitudes that were held on the creek.
There's a monster there!
Well, not the attitudes, but the humour.
Just because Gadsy only has 3 legs. That's what they say.
It's got a humour.
I have never seen this much water in Nugget Gully before. I'm kind of overwhelmed as to where to check for gold. Very first pan in Nugget Gully in quite a while. We actually found gold first go. So this might bode well. Today, Fern and I have come up to Nugget Gully. That's Nugget Gully. And I have never seen this much water here because the flooding events that are happening right across Victoria have blocked us out of every other creek. But that gives us a beautiful opportunity to pan and sluice in places we've never been able to do it. I found my first half-gram nugget at the base of these falls. 5 years on and we can see some brand new erosion in the bank here, exposing bedrock that I've never seen before. Now Nugget Gully is nugget or nothing territory. Either you get a chunk of gold or you get nothing at all. So we're relying today on finding a nice big flaky bit. You got one job, Chris, don't fall over. Mission success so far.
Nugget Gully is one of the only places that I work where I regularly have to check my classifier for any large pieces. So sleep easy knowing that I do that.
I have high hopes of this pan because it's directly above where I've already found good gold in the past. And I know no one's touched it because of that yellow clay. Ah, yeah! Two! Look! Nugget Gully living up to its name. Oh, baby! That right there is a beautiful piece of gold. That's nice and heavy. That's probably going to weigh a 0.1 on its own. It's got a mate about half the size. Ah! The thing is, this is what you hope for in Nugget Gully. It's either a nugget or nothing. So we might not get anything for the rest of the freaking day, but at least we got them straight off the bat. I think we're going to have the best prospecting problem to have. That one might go up. Those little bits will. But will this one? Yeah. Oh, it does. Damn it. That means it's a picker.
Nugget Gully is one of the hardest places I've ever prospected, and that's because there's no indicator minerals. This means there's no black sand or ironstone, which usually helps us track to where the heavies are collecting in a creek, making finding gold easier. And because of their absence, it's literally pot luck.
This is one of the only places I actually have to check my classifier for nuggets. But other than a little bit of clay, no nuggets. Well, this is straight off the bedrock bottom, and if there's a trifecta in here, I should just go home. Because peaking this early is ridiculous. Moment of truth. Was there anything on the bottom? Oh, baby. Anything? Oh, yeah, look. A couple little crumbs. They're crumbs here. Any other creek in my area, I'd be like, they are really nice bits, but we were just blessed with 2 boogers in the first pan, so they're crumbs for today.
And that's just typical Nugget Gully. Nugget or nothing. It's hard prospecting.
I've taken a couple more pans, and every pan has been like 1 or 2 little chunkies. But Fern told me to dig in closer to the bank over there, and I got a whole pan of yellow clay that I haven't finished breaking up. And instead of getting 1 or 2 little chunkies, I actually managed to get 4. Look at that. 1, 2 there, 3, 4. Let's break that clay up. There is no guarantee the gold is actually in this clay because it's completely smooth. And as I've said many times before, if your clay doesn't have rock in it, it's unlikely to have gold. But in this case, we've got to check because I just pulled out way more gold in yellow clay than I did in any other soil. Oh, glitter water. We could bottle that and sell it at Kmart.
The yellow clay in Nugget Gully is decomposing bedrock, and it's a really good indicator that no one's touched that area in a number of years.
If there's no gold in this, we know we don't have to process that yellow clay. If there is, we know we have to. Nah, no golds, 0. Meaning my long-standing theory is still staying true. The gold sits on top in the first inch or so where the gravel contacts it, not deep down in it unless it's a really big nugget. I've scraped this off the top of the yellow clay and we should see a few little chunkies. Yeah. Yeah. There we go. Hey, it's just the one, but it's a nice sized flake. Vaguely looks like a duck's foot. The duck's foot of faith. This is a great way to start the day, but there are sections of this creek upstream that I have never been able to pan because there is never any water. So we're going to go there.
What lay upstream was a simple reminder of why Nugget Gully is called Nugget or Nothing Ground.
It's been a while, and like I said, it's nugget or nothing territory, and I've found dots. Behind me here is rock that's coming from a hard rock mine filling up a gully. So just above this point, there's a hard rock mine that's throwing all their waste rock down. You can tell because there's gaps in between this rock here. And there was also a crusher up here, so this looks like crusher tailings that it's sitting on. That's basically what I've been getting every single pan. Can you see it? A chip off a nano dot. I'd also like to just point out that it is mid-November here in Australia, which is normally singlet and short weather, and I'm in a jumper because the weather we've been having is ridiculous. Because I'm literally working underneath the pad for where a battery stamper was, I'm just getting super fine flour gold that would have been leaching out of the ore. That's what it looks like at 1:1, and that's under a 10 times magnification. Maybe on Reedy Creek I'll be like, oh yeah, but this is Nugget Gully. One nuggets. In places.
After spending hours looking for a good gold deposit, I returned to where I'd found the earlier nuggets. Even in Nugget Gully where it's normally dry, there was too much water.
I've now taken 4 more pans out of the same spot we pulled those nuggets earlier, and in 4 pans, that's what I've managed to get. Even here, the water's too high. I need to be able to access the bedrock, break it up and get into it. That's where the gold's hiding. It's not in the loose gravels on the top. So give it 2 or 3 days when this starts receding a little bit, we might have some more luck. I've got the feeling this pan's going to be about the same, unless we get super freaking lucky. Yeah. Yeah, oh no, slightly better. Slightly better. But we did get a couple of flakes, yeah! It would make sense that there's gold in this area here because it obviously precedes the area we found those little nuggets in. So once the water drops a little bit, it'll be interesting to chase this lead up. Them some nice flakes. Compared to what I haven't been getting over the last couple of hours, that's pretty good. I've now been out here for about 5 hours and I have to head home, but I have to say I think we've had a pretty successful day. I don't know how many times I've said it, but this is true nugget or nothing ground. It's all chunky gold, but finding it is incredibly difficult. But the fact that I'm out in the bush and it's not pouring rain and I'm finding gold like this, I call that a great day.
However, we were expecting rain by the end of the week, so to take full advantage, I picked up Gadsy.
All that muttering to yourself actually worked.
And we headed bush.
That's not bad. That's more gold than seas in weeks. We're out of the drifts after those ridiculous rainstorms and wow. Too moist to dry wash and it's not moist enough to pan. There's no water, but it's not dry. Gadsy, I'm bored.
Yeah, me too. Until we find some moisture.
Yeah, this is only fun when it's wet.
Yeah.
Or very dry. 2 tribesmen on the plains searching for moisture.
Moisture! There's a moisture there!
That is not enough moisture. We didn't start the water.
It's a mirage. It's a mirage. It's not real.
It's from all those hallucinogens we've been doing. 30 now that we've found water, we're going to work this concentrator where the water has pushed all these delicious gravels into a line. And just maybe our gods will be appeased. It's professional bush shaving right there. Are you rich?
No.
Quite sad. Oh well.
Definitely no nuggets.
What you can't hear in the background is Gadsy muttering to himself. Well, not himself, his pan. I've just been hearing him mutter for the entire time he's doing that pan. Yeah. Oh, yeah, for a 10-inch pan. Yeah. Gadsy had explained that if you talk dirty to your pan, sometimes it gives you more gold. Oh, Jesus, I've got some black sand and gold coming out in that corner. Look at that. If I am just as successful as Gadsy, I will be a happy lad. Come on, baby. Oh, yeah, it's all through the black sand. I'm going to have to put the phone down and do a rapid tap, but we got gold. You're muttering to yourself again.
Oh, well, it worked last time.
Meanwhile, they're all my golds. Heaps of specks, just real fine. They're so cute and adorable. I'm taking them home.
So, when you dig, you don't say anything when you dig.
So you just mutter to yourself like that until
the whole time.
The whole time.
You can't stop.
You stop it.
Oh, yeah. See, I'm kind of risking it now, really. It'll be an amazing pan. Eyes will light up when they see this.
Well, you didn't talk as much, did you? Yeah. But you got a few little flakes.
The more talking you do, the more gold you get.
So you've really got to stay on the sweet talking the whole time.
The whole time.
Every pan's been about the same. Really fine gold, lots of very fine black sand until this pan. Coarse black sand and nice flakes. I didn't even mutter to myself once. If that's disappointment, disappoint me, baby.
Now try my system. In the same spot.
Yeah. Okay, I'll try your system in the same spot. What do you reckon? If I act like a crazy person, am I going to get more gold than that? Oh, I'm going to try your system.
You will.
I might shock you with my dirty talk.
Oh, you can't talk too dirty to it.
Come on, baby, I'm taking you out in the town. Got to keep talking to it?
Yeah.
Oh, God, the town's very wet. You'll love it. It's shocking for your first time, but I'm going to hold you briefly underwater. It's not murder. No, I don't know what I'm doing, Gadsy.
Just keep on encouraging it.
You look so beautiful as you swirl.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's it.
You don't even get dizzy. It's so impressive. The Gadsy method is clearly something that takes a lot of practice. Yeah. Unlike you, you're beautiful, baby. Clearly, I, for one, am a master at dirty talk and don't need this system. I don't want to offend Gadsy, but I think the last pan had nicer sized flakes in it. But it could just be my flirting skills. How do you flirt?
I don't know.
Leave your best pickup line in the comments below. Well, I just tried another pan using my method and it's better. Oh yes, no dirty talk at all. Didn't scare off the gold. It's not bad, just scraping up some fluffy dirt off clay and getting that kind of gold. She has been a little rat bag. I am running out of energy, so this might be my last pan. All the gold has just been super fine mixed in with this super fine and very dense black sand. It's not going to really add up to a whole lot of weight, but it's nice to see a speck count like that. It had been a short trip out, but I was pretty happy with the gold I'd found. Look at all the golds! Oh wow! Well, while Gadsy persists through, that's not a bad little casual session. Not heaps, but not nothing. Sometimes it's nice just to have a casual day where you talk dirty to your pan and you still come out with some good gold. But for now, I really should be at home editing because I haven't released a video in like 8 days. So we're gonna go home and do that. Less than 12 hours later, my next video was released, my metal detector was charged, and I hit the hills to try and find some nuggets. It's like the first hot day of spring. Fern and I are getting eaten alive by not only mosquitoes, but horseflies. But I've come up to this spot and I've got 2 signals on the wall that sound just Italian ham premium. Got one up in here and one up in there. So because I'm a special kind of idiot, I forgot my tripod again. We're going to do the small target first. That's really loud. If that's a piece of gold, it's going to be big. Okay, we moved it. All right, it's in the scoop. That's all I got left of my scoop, and it's really loud, so I'm starting to think it might be rubbish. If that's gold, it's going to be a good nugget. Okay, it's in my hand. Still in my hand. Still in my hand. Still in my hand. In the scoop. That's all I've got left.
I can't see anything in there that looks even remotely like gold or human made. That? Oh my word, that is a loud signal. That's got to be a bit of gold. Let me clean it off. So everyone cracks the sads at me when I spit on my specimens to see what, you know, is underneath all the dirt. And the reason we use that is because water's precious in Australia. It's hot out here. Oh, it's gold. Ah! And a little bit of spit. Yeah, I'd much rather carry water into the bush for drinking. I don't know how well you're going to be able to make it out, but there's a piece of gold showing out right on that corner. That means that whole thing is going to be likely a solid bit of gold with the way that it sounds on the detector. Oh man, one bit of gold for the day, and I got another target in the wall. Stumpy, my old friend. Got a job for you. Then we're going to give it a little gentle, yeah. Got one super cranky fern who's currently dealing with 1 million March flies. She's doing a great job at it. Let's scoop. Done a super good job of mixing all the dirt up there for me, Fernie. So much so that the nuggets moved.
You better believe this took a little while to find.
Finally. Oh, I think I can see it. It's covered in dirt. If I'm right, I think it's that middle one there. Yeah, it is. I can see the gold at the top. Oh, that is definitely it. It's probably bigger than the other one. I cannot wait to get that back and cleaned up properly. Look at the gold coming out of it. That is going to be a real nice little specimen. This week has been so hard for gold prospecting, just like the last several months because of all the floods. So, man, pulling out little nuggets like this, the ground is just dry enough to detect efficiently. I'm not getting false signals.
However, it was untenable to stick around with the mosquitoes and the horseflies. Fern and I beat a hasty retreat and prepared for the next day.
Oh, I hate horseflies. This is one of my favourite vertical shafts. You've still got the support that they had in the middle for a winch, and it just literally drops straight off and down. Away it goes. But the fact that it's still got the brace for that winch mounted there, super cool. You can tell we had a lot of rain because that's the adit that connects onto that shaft, and that used to be open, used to be able to see down into the mine. But obviously the rain decided that that wasn't a good idea. Well, they might be only tiny, but 2 more to take home. Who am I getting for this region? They're freaking massive. So as you might be able to tell, the water is still quite high, and therefore I am relegated to working around the edges of Reedy Creek. To try and give you some perspective, this doesn't normally flow at this time of year, and 4 days ago the water was up there. But conveniently for me, that major flash flood has eroded this bank. Now this bank has been hit by every prospector every year that I've been in this spot, but the floods have uncovered gravel I've never seen before. I'm questioning whether I can move this big boulder. I'm feeling particularly strong today. Give me enough leverage and I'll move the world.
Who needs a crowbar when you have a big stick and a Gadsby with a rock?
This is what we call ambitious.
Yeah.
But rubbish.
Hopeful.
Oh, ambitious but hopeful. Yeah. We know that's never been moved before, so I'm going to guess 10 specs. This is the source of Eldorado's gold, for sure.
It is El Dorado.
This is sort of just loose, sloppy stuff off the top, so I don't know. That's a huge piece of tourmaline. Hopefully there's gold. A lot of effort. A couple pieces of flour, not much. My other pan from those freshly revealed gravels was a lot better, so maybe I'll stick with that. Well, the second pan from underneath the big rock has a little bit more potential. I hit some grey clay.
It's pretty rare that I find anything in my classifier on Reedy Creek, except for today.
I was just about to throw all the rocks out of my classifier, and that is the best agate I have seen on this creek in a long time. Look at that. Look, oh my God. Wow. That is going straight in the tumbler. Look at that pattern. That's unreal. How's that? Once it goes dry, you can't even see the pattern. That's unreal. That's why you check your classifiers on Reedy Creek, not for gold. Man, the black sand is real coarse and chunky. super good indicator for gold. In my area, the chunkier the black sand is, the better chance you have of finding a nice gold deposit. We've got a bit of lead in there as well. Any gold? Any gold? There's our bit of lead, and just look how coarse the tin is. And then we get up to the gold. Now, there's not a ridiculous speck count, but they're okay sized flakes. I'm literally on the bedrock now, and I got my shovel all down deep and nice like in its juiciness. When I pulled the shovel out of the juiciness, it came up with shovelfuls of decaying bedrock. That's how we know no one has worked this before. This is the first time that boulder has been moved. And this is where the gold usually hides, that real crumbly granite. There's heaps of micro cracks in it, and it just holds the gold. But now that I've said all that, there will be no gold.
I put some decaying bedrock there.
That is a pan full of broken bedrock. That's why it's so freaking heavy. Blasphemy. As I was saying, that fractured bedrock tends to collect heavies. That is coarse tin. That is ridiculous chunky black sand. Hey, only a couple bits, really? All that coarse tin, and we just got some flower gold. You're a tin miner, Harry. Wingardium Goldiosa. Yes, Gadsy, that is the botanical name for gold.
It is.
It is.
Doesn't help.
It doesn't.
No.
No. But you've passed herbology.
Yeah.
We know we've got some gold. How much? How much? Not bad. There's a heap of flower gold in that one. Besides the gold, we've got heaps and heaps of garnets in there as well. So that's kind of cool to see. As much as I'm enjoying this spot, I might go have a look elsewhere and just see what else I can find.
And so just like Red Riding Hood looking for porridge, I went looking for gold.
I dare say I'm on the right track. It is loaded with black sand. I don't know. Black sand? Gold? Golds? Any golds? Come on, there's a lot of black sand. Oh yeah, we got gold. Yeah. The first two shovels that went into my pan were just topsoil sands, and the second two were off the clay. So realistically, we could probably double that spec count if I made sure that all the shovels that went in my pan were clay. But we'll keep hunting for high friction zones. Still behind the first tree root that I took a pan from, and I got a nice flake. You can see that clearly without even having to zoom in. And of course, it's got little friends. Lots and lots of little friends. Not like Gadsy, he's a big friend. Bear in mind that I am 6 foot tall and the water was at least several feet above my head when it was in high flood. We have to look for anything that can cause a small obstruction and turbulent water. Things like tree roots here create a high friction area for any rock traveling along the ground. Senor Sweatpants has found a spot literally in the turbulent water. We've got all these roots coming across the clay pan and he's just digging there, right amongst the turbulence. It's like you've found at least 5 specks. Look at that! This is just in straight clay, there's no gravel.
Nah, that one was on the surface.
Finding very fine gold like this in clay is rare. As you saw at the start of the film, normally it sits on top.
Are you still dirty talking to the ground?
Yeah, I am.
Generally speaking, I advise people to avoid working clay. Scrape the top off that contains the gravel, and that's where most of your gold's going to be. But in this case, most of our gold was actually in the clay itself.
Look at that! Look at the black sand and the gold! I haven't even washed this down yet.
What makes it rare is usually fine flower gold doesn't have enough weight to drive itself down deep into that clay.
That's the most black sand I've seen today. That's just nuts. I'm just going to do a really rough reveal and then tap any gold that we get up to the top. Look at the black sand. That's a nice flake. Look at that. Sweet baby cheeses. That's the best pan of the day. Look at how much gold I got in one bed. Look. Look.
All of that gold from one pan that contained no gravel and just straight clay. Unbelievable for our area.
This is what the average pan has been giving me, no matter where I check. That is a pretty good spec count. Great particle size and a really decent spec count. I think we're going to have to return here with the high banker. I think it's safe to say the Miller table is going to have
like a lot of work to do this week sorting this lot out. I don't know what this is going to add up to once we get it over the miller table, but I'm pretty happy with the effort considering how limited we are on spots at the moment. Right before we jump in and weigh up all the gold, I wanted to say a massive thank you to all of my patrons who have been supporting my channel over the last couple of years. Without your support, Vogus Prospecting could not be what it is today. Last month we gave away a River Sleuth box, and this month we're giving away 2 gold specimens and some pay dirt. So if you would like to sign up, it costs a whole $1 and the link is in the description below. Nonetheless, I still managed a pretty successful take. This is the gold that we got out of Reedy Creek panning. These are the nuggets I pulled out detecting, all cleaned up after a caustic soda bath. If you want to know how I cleaned the quartz off those rocks, check out this video above. And these are the beautiful little chunks that I pulled out of Nugget Gully. First I want to weigh the little picker I got out of Nugget Gully. I'm going to guess 0.15. I'm getting better at this, 0.17. Now the nuggets that I found detecting, I'm going to guess a third of a gram, 0.36. Ah, 0.39. Hey, one of them broke in half. And now for everything added together, I'm going to guess 1 gram. Ambitious, but hopeful. Come on. 1? No! So close! 0.99! Ah! 0.1. Oh! No, I breathed on it. But I breathed on it and it's staying 1.02. Which is worth exactly 86 Australian dollars and 6 cents at the time of recording. Thank you so much for watching my video. Please give your dog a big scratch behind the ears. Until next time, peace, and I'm out.